What's up and welcome to What's in the Pot. I'm your host Sean Grande, and today we're cooking outside. We're making some Trini style veggie chow mein. And remember, if you like this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. It's What's in the Pot.
Welcome to What's in the Pot. I'm your host Sean Grande. So to start our Trini chow mein, we're going to be using 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, about 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, and about 1.5 teaspoons of chopped ginger. Once we add that into the hot oil, we're going to start letting this saute up, and you get all that nice flavor from the garlic and ginger. And now you don't want the ginger or the garlic to get burnt, because when the garlic burns, I find I get a little bit more of a bitter taste, so I don't want that flavor. So you just want to let it saute for a couple minutes before we add our onions, our peppers, and our carrots. Now I have half an onion chopped up, I have 1 carrot chopped up into nice long strips, and I have 2 bell peppers. I'm using an orange and a red, so it just looks like more carrots, but there's a bell pepper, a couple bell peppers mixed up in there. So let that saute for a few minutes, because we don't want the veggies to get soft. We just want them to have a nice little bit of a crunch. We want them to cook a little bit, but with a nice little bit of crunch. So let that saute for a few minutes. After that, we're going to start adding our cabbage. Now, what I did was I took 1 cabbage and I cut in half, and I just lightly shredded up, not too thin like you're making coleslaw. You just want to shred it up so it's nice, big, thick pieces, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and add that cabbage. Once you add that cabbage in, we're going to let this saute again and mix that up with the veggies, and you're going to get all that flavor from the onions, the carrots, the garlic, the ginger. That's all going to soak in and absorb with the cabbage. And remember, we're not cooking the cabbage so it gets too soft as well. We still want a little bit of that crunch. Now I'm adding my spice blend. This is white pepper, chow mein seasoning, a little bit of 5 spice, and some sugar. We're going to add these in. I'm not adding salt because the soy sauce I'm going to add has a little bit of salt. The oyster sauce I'm adding has a little bit of salt, and as well as these chow mein seasonings has a little bit of salt as well. So we're going to toss that up and get all those flavors incorporated with the veggies. Once we toss that up, the last thing we're going to add, or one of the last things we're going to add, is we're going to be adding a blend of soy sauce, and I'm using a dark mushroom soy sauce, and I'm using about 1 teaspoon of oyster sauce, and then we're just going to dump that into the mix and let that coat the veggies. Now, if you make this and you taste it and you're like, you know what, I want a little bit more salt, you can go ahead and add more salt. If you want to add a little bit of spice, you can go ahead and add a little bit of more spice. But generally, when I'm making something like this, I don't want to make it too salty, and I don't want to make it peppery, because this is going to go on the side of maybe a dish that has a little bit more pepper on it. Final ingredient that gives it all the flavor, that brings everything together, is some sesame oil. Add about maybe 1 teaspoon, 1.5 teaspoons of sesame oil, and then just toss that in. Let that sesame oil coat and cover the veggies. The pot's gonna smell amazing. I'm telling you. Look how delicious this looks. The veggies are still crunchy. You have all that flavor from the oyster sauce, the seasonings, all the spices. That's how you make Trini style veggie chow mein. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram and on TikTok. Stay safe and stay blessed. Peace.